I titled this devotion for today, Walking Through the Valley. Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I've heard these times that we're in to be described like a wilderness journey or a time of walking through the valley. Now, this Psalm of David was written and descriptive of a time of a shepherd boy when he was, and an illustration of maybe how sheep would feel about their shepherd. It is often read as words of comfort at a funeral or memorial service of someone who has passed. But I believe that we can find comfort in this psalm today. As tough as times might be right now, we are reminded that Christ is with us and he is able to meet the needs in our lives. Now, this doesn't mean that we're exempt from difficult situations or circumstances, but it does assure us that the Lord is present to sustain us and to guide us. The words are about green pastures and still waters. I think they're reminders of times when we sense real comfort, or a soothing time, or a peaceful time, or even a quiet time. Hopefully you've had the opportunity to experience some of this in recent days. This pandemic has caused us to slow down in living life in lots of ways, and has given us an opportunity to have some quiet time and to meditate. I would hope that in these days we'd find waters that would still our hearts and our minds and cause us to be more tuned toward God and his word through our prayers and through our Bible reading. In this psalm, we hear or we read the words, he restores my soul. These are days of restoration. These are days of renewal of life. These are days that, our lives can be renewed and sustained as we walk with the Lord. And many people during this stay-at-home order are having an opportunity to get out and spend some time walking, taking even some long walks. I had a friend who wrote just last week that he and his wife went out for a walk, and they had planned to take in a couple of miles walking. And when they returned home, they had walked over 5 miles, and how refreshing that was for them. So I encourage you to take this time and take a long walk. And on your walk, spend time thinking about God and thanking God for the little things in your life, and thanking God for special relationships. Thank God and pray to God for your church and even for your church staff. This psalm addresses the leadership of the shepherd and how the sheep must be led from one pasture to another. It is true that Jesus Christ our Lord leads us as Christians along the path of righteousness. It is certainly reassuring in these times to know that Christ is leading our lives. Which leads me to ask the question, are you following his leadership? We don't need to veer off course. We don't need to take shortcuts. We need to stay on track. We need to be committed to our Lord and to the shepherd of our lives, knowing he will lead us along to greener pastures and to refreshing waters in the days to come. Be safe, and God bless you.